Well, they always say, Milty, things are a little hot when you get down south, and here we are in hot Atlanta at the start of the Pro Cup race, Atlanta Motor Speedway, and I'm Greg Bernardo, in-car, roving reporter, the Zero car, the Extends, FSB Racing, Budweiser, Camaro, Milt Mintner Jr. How's it going, Milty?
Oh, okay. Not too shabby. If you're scared by a dog, this is hot Atlanta, and I'm scared, so I guess I need a dog. These cars are a handful.
Just like I told these
They're
boys in the meeting,
loose.
we don't need anything over the top today. We got a good race car, we got a good
French
driver,
call
we got a
girl.
good pit crew. All we got to do is just everybody carry their weight.
Sounds pretty
We'll
loose.
be just fine at the end of this thing. 10-4.
Not that I would know.
I've been to France. And I think you have too.
Well, my dad did.
Vicariously.
Well, we're not going to be Frenchified today here. We got Jim Ray right behind us. We got teammates in front.
Yes, we do. Let's take a look at this starting lineup here. We got Jeff Hale on the pole. And Jeff's having a hell of a season, and he's continuing it. He starts up front, and he likes to lead laps and win races. He'd rather lead a lap than follow someone. That's for sure. And he's starting right where you want to be if you like to do that. On the pole, Robert Bokum right beside him. Second row, we got the 19 car. Points leader, Milty, Troy Higgins. What's your thoughts on point leader this far into a season being Troy Higgins? A slight surprise, possibly?
Not really. Of course, the dominance of the 15 to 18 that would probably be your first choice, but to see him leading the points, I'm not surprised. He's clean and consistent and consistently fast.
We're looking at the 98 of Sam Young, 151 of Guy Petra. Monsoon Motorsports there, and there we see our in-car expertise, the Zero car, Bud car. Right behind him there we see the company car, Team FSB Racing, Jim Ray. Right beside him his teammate, Doug Tevick. So a lot of teammates surrounding you, Milty, a lot of friendly faces around you. At least that makes you feel fairly good.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've done this Pro Cup thing here, but these cars got a lot of power.
Yes, they do. As the meeting reminded these drivers, loose setup, as always in Pro Cup, but looser than maybe other sets are.
So the 6 blink out for a second.
Yeah, and remember there is some weather in the area, so let's see if that plays a role in this race, which sim racing connection and warping and blinking and disappearing is part of almost the race, Milty, and it's something it's hard to prepare for, and you just hope for the best when it happens around you. But right now, Jeff Hale in the lead, Robert Bokum, Mark DeSenza, and it's a little choppy out there on the it looks on the connection here. But right now, Mark DeSenza moving to the front, Robert Bokum moving backwards. Of course, this is a tire-eating track, Milty, so you got to really mind your tires in these first few laps here, and it will pay you off later in the run.
Yeah, temps up to 260 in practice.
Yeah, and that's
on the rears.
And that's really a temp that you'd rather not see if you had a choice. But here at Hot Atlanta, as they call it, Milty, you got to keep up with the pace, and it's a brutal pace at times at Atlanta.
Well, you saw Mario go by me there. Looks like
Matt Watkins, 15 car.
Robert kind of backed off there a little bit, and
we
let
see
us
Robert
all go by.
Yeah, we see Robert Bokum playing a tire strategy immediately in this race. He's looking for green flag racing, I think. with this quality Pro Cup field here. And so far, he's getting his wish with the first couple of laps now in the books, and that's when the tires start getting up to temp, start getting their grip on, and this is when the car should start feeling, I should say, its best. So we should only see more racing as this run wears on. And then there's going to reach a point where the tires start falling off drastically, and that's when we may see some movers and shakers. Right now the movers, the 6 car in the lead. Jeff Hale dropping back to second. He's being challenged by the 54 car, Bill Yarbrough. Guy Petra right behind this duo. You see the 19 of Troy Higgins, 98 of Sam Young, 15 of Mal Watkins. And there we see teammates, 0 and 96 hooking up. Boss Man having the veterans back right now, getting those Pro Cup legs underneath you, Milty. First race of the season. Look, maybe some. Is there still butterflies in a multiple winner for every track probably, and multiple series champion, Milty? You still get the butterflies.
Yeah, like every time I come out of turn 2 and turn 4, you can feel the car want to come around. It's really, really different, totally different than driving the Winston cars Friday night was.
Yeah, Winston Cup cars, of course, use what we call the CTS physics, which is the Craftsman Truck Series, the old moniker of the Truck Series, which is a little more forgiving setup underneath you. This Pro Cup is Cup physics, which are by far the most difficult of all the physics, possibly, if not the hardest. Right up there with maybe a PTA or something. But with these Pro Cup setups and the Cup physics, it's a handful. And Mark looking good out front. Pulled a little gap as we hit lap 10 of 130 punishing laps at Atlanta. Bill Yarbrough hanging out right behind Jeff Hale, content on just running and logging some laps, getting those tires, getting the feel of the car. This is Milty. This is what pros do, right? They get the race going. They fall into a place they're comfortable. Then they start assessing what they can and can't do.
Absolutely. There's just no reason to do anything else. But by being a pro, they got car control and strategy control, and they understand what it takes to get a top 5. Every car out here is capable of a top 5 in this race.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what makes it a challenge, and that's what I think keeps. We always talk about, like we were saying right before we went on the air, Milty. We all know about the 15. The 18, not to take anything away from either of them, because they're just a treat to watch operate these rides, no matter what series it's in. For me, I could just watch Matt or Robert or these top guys just do their magic, but they know that if they are not on their game, though, they will not win a race here. They can't just show up. Maybe you talk about some of the older periods in time of FSB and the infancy of it, where you would show up at a race, Milty, and you would be fairly confident that if you ran your race, you were going to win the race. And Matt Watkins, Robert Bokum, they know that if they can't make any mistakes, if they slip up in the pits, get a black flag, spin the car, they're not going to win that race, and that keeps them on their toes as well.
Yeah, damage, anything like that puts you out of a chance to win, you know.
Absolutely. And
Car really is getting free on exit.
yeah,
So that's why I'm not saying much here.
well, we know you're
really having to concentrate.
you need to wheel that car, Milty. So that's number one. Right now we're at 15 laps, so we will start seeing some tire wear, I believe, from now until the end of the run, Milty. And what's the end of a run? About 32 laps or so.
Yeah, somewhere between 32 and 36, depending on how much fuel you could save.
Let's talk about a draft real quick, Milty. You seen drafting going down right now?
Definitely. It's kind of helped me with this pack here. Wheel them in. It starts from about 1.5 seconds inward when you start to get a tow in a Pro Cup car on a 1.5 mile track like this. Oh boy, we got a car in the grass there.
And it's the 15 of Matt Watkins, but he manages to.
Oh no!
Almost managed to keep it going, and
yeah, I did not see him come. I thought I was clear, and it looks like he got loose again on the inside.
Yeah,
and lost the car right in front of me.
Yeah, and
never saw him until he hit me.
Yeah, Matt, I don't know if he got loose and got down into the grass or got bumped and but down as he came back out of the grass back onto the racing surface, which is always a tricky transition at best. Contact with the Zero car, and how's the car, Milty?
It's severely damaged. We got severe rear damage.
Yeah, we can see the back of the car a little pressed in there. Front of the car looks okay. I don't see any door damage on the driver's side or the passenger, so it looks like a little back rear end damage possibly here.
Yeah, apology from Matt there. As usual, class act. Shit happens.
Yeah, an uncharacteristic, and Milty, just to drive home that point we were just saying right before it, that the 15 and the 18 know that if they make a slip up, they sometimes won't be able to recover from their mistakes. Where maybe in seasons past, they could get a gimme and still come back and win a race. But right now, that's a demanding thing to do, to make a mistake and then try to come back against this quality competition. And you can see it's a 405 freeway on pit lane in Atlanta. No wonder Atlanta's the most congested city. It's bumper to bumper traffic as they all get off of pit lane. Looks like there's no incidents as they got out. We see the Milty's car there getting worked on. The 17 of T-Roy back there too, also getting some attention.
Got the Sawzall out. They cut some stuff up. The Makita grinder.
And we can take a quick look back at that. And yeah, we see
really couldn't see much. I saw him down low, and I knew he was coming back on, but I couldn't, the arm bar, roll bar coming down. All of a sudden, I could see like a little wiggle. And
yeah, we're seeing Matt. He got loose on his own down into the grass, but saved it. A miracle save, really, to not spin in the grass. But as he came back on the track, he got loose again, as you said, Milty, and then shot straight up the track. He couldn't. He had the wheels cut all the opposite way, but the car just carried the momentum from the speed that he was carrying on the apron there, and just came right up. He had nowhere to go, and it also looked like that maybe the 17 car was also caught up in the aftermath of that. We'll take another quick look here. Yeah, and we see that as you and Matt made contact, T-Roy was on the binders hard and kind of wrecked himself to avoid slamming both of you. Really a selfless move, it looked like there by Troy. Looked like he chose the wall over cars there, Milty. And he did pound the wall pretty good with the front of the car there.
Yeah, with these loose Pro Cup setups and if I got rear damage here, this thing could come out loose real quick. So
yeah, obviously maybe a little tiptoeing as they go back to green. The lights are off on the pace car, so
yep.
we'll be going to green flag racing. As the field disappeared momentarily there. I don't know if that was me or not. I hope it was me.
Yeah, they're back now. Storms all through the United States. Mid United States, anyway.
And checking the broadcast numbers are looking okay, I think. Do not see any frame issues or drop-in or not recording proper, so we're okay so far. 15 minutes into this race. Jeff Hale, your leader under caution. 21 laps complete. 130 total laps will be run. So about 110 remaining right now, Milty. And with a wounded car and 110 laps, sometimes that could be a challenge in and of itself.
Yeah, if it goes around on me or I'm just an absolute roadblock, then I'll park it. I don't want to affect any of these guys racing for points.
Yeah, absolutely. Jeff Hale leads them down to the green. Mark Descenza second. Bill Yarbrough third. Bill Yarbrough staying right up with the leaders, and we know he's a fast guy. He's a short track. He knows how to get around short tracks. He's handling Atlanta very well, and of course, Milty, quite a skilled road racer as well as Bill Yarbrough.
Oh yeah, he's won everything. Car races, short tracks, international road racing events, GTP.
We got a gaggle of cars here, the 19 to 96, the 15 of Matt Watkins, and the 5 of Sean Johnson on the outside of Matt Watkins here battling. Too wide here, two groove track at Atlanta. You can kind of run 2x2 here and not lose too much ground to each other. It's probably not advisable for a long period of time, but it is possible. And right there we see Sean with a quality drive on the outside and gets around Matt Watkins. Of course, Matt Watkins with the contact could have some damage. Remains to be seen. The car does not look any obvious signs of damage, so we'll have to check in maybe later with Matt to see if...
I think I cushioned the fall for him.
Yeah, of course, when you use the car for the wall instead of the wall, you usually don't get as badly damaged. And then we see the zero car coming around. How's it feel, Milty?
It's... I don't know if I'm going too slow to get it sideways, but right now, at least a couple of laps I've been able to drive it, but it's definitely slower.
Yeah, obviously the aerodynamics of the car are crucial at Atlanta. The 18 and 17 right there in front of you. If you can kind of keep within that 1.5 range with them, at least you'll get the benefit of their tow. Obviously no damage to the 18 car. T-Roy definitely pounded the outside wall with the front end. So you may be in similar boat there with the 17 car. 18 Robert Bochum, of course, I think playing the save the tires game, expecting a green flag run and green flag stops, which would benefit him. go a little further up the line there and see the 151 of Guy Petra taking a look on the outside of the 99 car. Pops has been starting in the back of the field here. He's made his way up slightly. Now battling side by side with the 151. Looks like Guy will take that position on the inside. Pops maybe tapping the wall there as they get out of 2. 3 is Steve Weber right ahead of Guy Petra. Teammates there, Monsoon Motorsports. Sam Young, Team FSB right ahead of him. Steve Weber with looked like he had a fairly good run there on the inside, but elected to not press the issue early on here. Probably a wise move early on. Right ahead of Sam, 15 Matt Watkins. And then there's a gap, and then we have a lead group here, anchored by the 5 of Sean Johnson, 96 of Jim Ray right ahead of him. He's in line, following the 19 of Troy Higgins. In the Twitter ride. Troy Higgins pulling down some impressive sponsorship, Milty, with the Twitter advertising. So they must have saw something in him before this season started, and now he's rewarding Twitter with a points lead.
Yeah, a lot of times all a guy needs is a chance. And he's definitely showing you what he could do. Winning the Pro Cup Championship is as hard as it gets in our league.
No, absolutely. And a very realistic chance right now for Troy Higgins, as he is the points leader. We are winding down to the chase. He's a virtual lock already for the chase. So I'm sure he'd like to win a couple more races here. And race wins, Milty, in the chase translate to bonus points, which can translate into championships.
That's right. This is it. This is the chase format, huh?
That's correct. Top 10. Top 10 make it for the last 6 races of the chase. And at that point in time, the top 10 get bonus points, 3 points per win in the regular season. So if you win 3 or 4 races, you can have a 12-point lead, let's say, on a guy who doesn't have any wins in the top 10. And a 12-point lead with 6 races can be insurmountable if you drive consistently and get decent finishes. So bonus points could be playing a factor. Right now there's some good hard racing here at the front. The 29 to 54, 1 and 2. Bill Yarbrough getting a little loose there. Coming out of 4 there. And Mark DeSenza, Doug Tevick, and Troy Higgins are our top 5, and they're nose to tail. And boss man Jim Ray keeping. And Doug gets loose, and he's hard into the inside wall. Wow. Heavy impact. I'm sure the caution's got to be out. Wow.
Just another.
Things happen fast at Hotlanta.
Yeah, I know my car is getting evil.
Well, chance to get 4 freshies, Milty, which your car's probably happy on for those first few laps when it has those new tires. And then when that grip goes away, the car gets real happy, I'm sure.
It's slow and sloppy.
And unfortunately, no caution there from Doug Poundin. I mean, Doug just was in line as they came out of the turn. Back end came around, Milty, almost unannounced. And straight into the inside wall. Hard impact to the inside wall. Most likely ending his race, if he hasn't retired already.
He's in the pits right now.
He's in the pits, so the crew... I didn't see any.
He's gone.
I didn't see any smoke coming from it, but he pounded the inside wall hard, and that's how quick it can happen. You're running top 10, and then you're DNF.
Well, I almost wrecked it myself. A little scrape on the wall. This thing is almost undrivable.
Yeah, and the tire wear, along with the damage to the spoiler and downforce of the back tires, Milty, at Atlanta, that's a tough combination to handle.
Doug is exiting pits.
Jeff Hale continues to lead. Jeff running a solid race. Started on pole. Gave up the lead for a little bit to Mark DeSenza, who shot out, but that was, I'm sure Jeff wasn't too concerned about that. He's probably working those tires and keeping them as cool as possible. And he was able to get back around Mark DeSenza right before that first caution. Never see Doug on the apron there, blending back into traffic. So Doug soldiering on, no hood on the car, Milty. So it's not the prettiest car in the world. And you'll be coming by him momentarily, and he's down on the apron. I think he's realizing that it's not a car to be driven on the track. So back up as we get back up through the pack here. There we see our 99 car, Poss Margison, 17 T-Roy. Following the 303 of Ken Ron as we go up through the field here. 98 of Sam Young. Sam's running in the 10th position. He's battling the 83 of Steve Weber for that 9th position. Good battle there. Sam looking high, then ducked down low. Steve had nothing to do with it. Kept the position and keeps on going. And caused Sam to get a little loose there. He had to stab the brakes to keep that car from coming around. Still loose as he gets into the, I guess you call this the quad part of the oval, Milty, that kinked front stretch.
Fuel window looks somewhere around 10 laps to go, according to the gauge.
As we move back to our leaders, we see that Jeff has pulled out to a little bit of a lead, about 3/4 of a second lead there over the 6-car Mark DeSenza. Mark's driving a proper race right now. He's not pushing the issue. He's not beating his car up. He's not burning up the tires trying to pass the leader. He's content with where he is, knowing where he is in the race as well, I'm sure, with just 45 laps of 130 into it. So plenty of time still, plenty of pit stops. So Mark riding the good race right now in second place. Third place, Bill Yarbrough, again doing the same thing. He's started in third, and I think he's been in third every single lap of this race. So he's again running the heads-up race here at Atlanta with his tires, and it doesn't look like he's too intent on pushing the issue as he gives up a position to Troy Higgins, who gets into the third position now. Bill Yarbrough back to fourth. And Sean Johnson fifth. So the top five all running fairly close to each other, with the exception of Jeff Hale now pulling out to a second lead.
98 is signaled for pit road. 5 is pitting.
So we're getting into our first green flag stops of the evening. Sammy, I did see Sammy had to lock up a little on the track, so it may be a little worse for wear. So he comes in. 45 miles an hour here at Atlanta, so you got to be very careful not to speed down this pit lane. You want to, you feel like you have to go faster, and you can make a mistake, speed, and then your race could be done. We also see the 5 car coming in, the 96 of Jim Ray also in. So green flag stops here at lap 48. 151 now coming in. Continue to watch our leader, Jeff Hale, staying out.
Yeah, they're getting close to catching me to put me a lap down. Not really that. I mean, the car is not good enough to worry about that. Leader is pitting.
So Jeff Hale signaling the field that he's coming down pit lane, and he does. The 19, the 6, and the 54 continue. Locking up across the line there, maxing out the speed. That's what the veterans and the pros do. They know every trick of the book there, and maxing out that speed down pit lane is what gets you wins under green flag conditions. The 83 of Bill Weber, or Steve Weber, also down. 17 of T-Roy also in. There we see the 5 car of Sean Johnson. I think it's a drive-through for the 5 car, Milty. There we see the 29 of Jeff Hale now leaving. I think the 5 car may have got a speeding penalty on pit lane, and had to do a drive-through there. The 29 car is out and getting back onto the track. We see the 19 of Troy Higgins now in the pits, along with the 54 car Bill Yarbrough. And they leave together. And Troy gets a little loose coming out of pit lane and just avoids the inside wall, but it cost him a ton of time. And that could hurt him if this is green. He'll need a caution now to make up that difference. Bad break there for Troy Higgins as he accelerated out of pit lane. The car got loose and he spun toward the inside pit lane wall and got on the binders hard to avoid the wall, and it looked like he has avoided the wall. So no damage except the damage to the time loss. Matt Watkins in the pit lane. So leaders still out are the 6, the 18 are the only 2 cars out. 15 of Matt Watkins was the 3rd car. He has now come in. He's getting left side tires, and away he goes. So now we're waiting on the 6 and the 18 car, and they're both down pit lane right now. So pit stops will be complete with the 18 and the 6 coming in on lap 54, Milty. They really did a nice fuel run there and tire run.
Yeah, I could have went a couple more laps, but felt like I was gonna. Of course, I'm going slow enough to save fuel, but looks like a good stop for Jim Ray. He's obviously back in the swing of Pro Cup after having some seasons off. He's run most of the races this year, I believe. Yes,
he had to do he missed one race. He had to do a start and park in another race to earn some points. But yeah, he's having a tremendous season. He's competitive with the top cars, and right now he's showing in 4th place. And with the completion of stops, he may be showing in 2nd place. We'll watch the reset of the board here as Robert and Mark come around to the start-finish line. And there we have it. The leader is now the 29 car, and the 96 is 2nd. Bill Yarbrough still 3rd. So a very good stop by the boss man. And you can see what a quality green flag stop will do for you, Milty. I mean, the track position gained by Jim Ray is dramatic here. But Jeff Hale also, let's not take anything away from him. He's extended his lead from less than a second to over 2 seconds in this exchange of stops. So Jeff Hale and Jim Ray leading the way in the stops, and they're rewarded with 1 and 2 place currently here on lap 57.
Well, I think Hale's improved his pit stops, winning championships in that Super Speedway Series on Tuesday. And racing, a lot. I think he's really upped that part of his game.
We're going to ride along here with the 96 car. And see our leader out front with some clear track. See as he's heading down the backstretch here, you see the speeds up to 193 miles an hour before a little lift of the gas to turn that car down enough. And then back on the accelerator down this very long double kinked front stretch. And again, speeds well over 190 miles an hour as you dive down into turn 1 and 2. Cars handling well. Sometimes just a little breath of the throttle is all you need here, Milky, and then you're right back down on the floor.
Yeah, I'm about to be quarter throttle coming out of these corners, so we're going straight on the verge of wrecking.
Move forward to our leader, Jeff Hale. We see the 98 car, Sam Young, getting a little loose coming out of 4 there. Sam does a wonderful job of getting the car out of shape and saving it and keeping its speed. It's one thing to save a car and lose half a straightaway to the field. It's another thing to get loose and correct it and keep your speed, and Sam does that maybe better than anyone.
Yeah, he's a stud. He's got fast hands, like I like to say.
You see Jeff Hale, though, is on a rail right now, and he's just put Sam a lap down in 14th position. Continuing to watch the second place car here. Boss man Jim Ray dogging our leaders. Falling back to the 54 car here, Bill Yarbrough in 3rd position. You can see that the 1, 2, and 3 cars have a nice spread between them, and also even a larger back to the 4th place of Troy Higgins. Troy, of course, was up with Bill Yarbrough as they left the pits, and as Troy got loose, of course, Bill continued on. Troy had to woe it down and correct the car and get it back going again, and you can see what that cost him in terms of track position, as you see Bill already well into the turn before Troy hits it. So about almost 3/4 of a turn difference, and that's quite a drastic amount of space there for such a innocent mistake, really. Right back to Matt Watkins in 5th. Senzo. So the top 6 are really spaced out, literally and figuratively, maybe for some of them. 18 car now making a move onto the inside of the 151 car, and Robert will take that position. And Robert Burkham now, of course, we know Robert loves to save fuel, loves to save tires, and loves when there's 10 laps to go in a run, and all of a sudden he's just slicing through the field as people are skating around him. And looks like he's maybe decided that he's hit that point and he's starting to go now. I think he's seen that there's big intervals here. Robert Bochum over 12 seconds behind our leader, and there's a point in time where taking it easy is going to mean that you're not going to win either. So Robert very good at changing strategies if necessary. Maybe he just did with pass of Guy Petra and now pulling away and trying to catch that top 7. As we see Steve Weber here right behind Guy Petra. And right behind Steve there is Rick and Ron. So you see these intervals, almost a full second separates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You got Pops and Don Johnson coming up on me, still on the same lap as me. So obviously we saw Sean with a speeding penalty. Something must have happened to Pops there too.
Yeah, we see looking at the intervals here, we see a Pops showing 24 seconds behind the leader. Of course, the lap here at Atlanta is around 30 seconds. So Sean showing 28 seconds down. So that's just a few seconds away from moving the lap down. Yes, I believe Sean had a drive-through. Not sure what happened to Pops. As we go forward, we see the 96 of Jim Ray now has given up the second position to the 54 Bill Yarborough. And I think Jim is happy with where he is right now in the race, and I think he knows the tires are precious, and instead of fending off the 54 car and maybe using up what he has left, he's elected to give Bill that position, Milty, and keep those tires as cool and as much grip as possible. Good move.
And this race has gone green before all the way, so it could happen again.
Absolutely.
Even though we got a couple of damaged cars out here.
Well, we're well past the halfway point now of the race. Lap 71 of 130. FSB Pro Cup racing Wednesday nights. We're at Atlanta Motor Speedway. A little past halfway of the race. Jeff Hale has been your leader. Been very dominant. He has over a 4-second lead, but little tap of the wall there by the 96, it sounded like, as we're riding with him. I heard that metal on concrete sound, Milty, that you generally don't want to hear.
No bueno.
Just a little kiss. A little kiss, yes. I was just about to say we're about 20 plus laps into a run. And some of those early stoppers may be contemplating pit stops. And we can see Pops coming down pit lane.
Troy Higgins signaled he was going to pit.
19 of Troy Higgins also down pit lane and from the 7th position. So Troy giving up top 10 position, coming down pit lane by himself. And there we see Troy in the pits. Out and away. So Troy pitting on lap 73. A little earlier than I thought I would see pit stops, but you know, if you burned up your tires trying to run hard in that second stint there, you got to do what you got to do. You can't drive out there with bad tires or you're going to wreck yourself or someone else around you for sure.
Sean Johnson pitting.
As we ride with Sam Young, he's really working this car hard. You can really hear him working the pedals here. Brake, gas, lifting, getting back on, blipping it a little, as they say, Milty, trying to get that car to rotate a little better for him. He knows all those tricks, doesn't he?
Definitely. 17 pitting. 20 29, your leaders, signaling in pits.
So getting pit stops in earnest now, and we're riding now with our leader Jeff Hale. And there's our shot of pit lane, and we can see the cars coming in at the top of the screen. They'll be driving down right toward you. See the 17 car coming in, the 96 car in and now out of pit lane. So Jim Ray getting his service from the third position. Now we see our leader Jeff Hale finally hitting his box. Of course, Jeff Hale on the pole, so he has #1 pit stall. And #1 pit stall usually is an advantage, especially under yellow conditions. And right now, Jeff, 2 tires in, and 4 tires down, and away he goes. So another clean stop for the 29 car. 54 Bill Yarbrough also coming out very nicely, and the 6 car. So good stops had by all here as we continue to watch pit lane. And we see.
Well, they know they got to stop one more time, so, and it's going to be pretty much, in the 25 lap or so range when they're going to stop. So that's already a shortened run. So they're trying to get back out there and get some speed. Once one leader goes, they all kind of got to go.
Yeah, you got to kind of follow the leader. You can't be caught out there with old tires when your competition has fresh tires. It's a no-win proposition. We see the 303 car come flying down pit lane, and no lockup there for Ken Ron, but you see the cars continuing on the track, and we're now on lap 80. So now I would think we might see the Bochum group here. The Bochum group, I think, went to lap 54, so they're about 80 something. So maybe about 4 or 5 laps for the Bochum group to be coming in as we see the 98 of Sam Young diving down pit lane. Riding with Robert Bochum right now, as he's has assumed the second position with some green flag stops being made. On lap 81, as I said, I think the Bochum group might go to about 85 or so, 86, 87 even. Of course, like you said, 30 laps from 100, and then another 18 right now, so 48 laps remaining. I don't know if they can make it on one more stop. Can they do it?
Yeah, I think they can go 32 laps. So.
Well, I guess the question will be, can he make it to about lap 94? Right now he's on lap 83, so can Robert Bochum do 11 more laps here as he is now our leader? As you see cars on the apron getting back up to speed, the 151 car as Robert goes by him. Some great views out of the cockpit here, and you can see the rear view filling up also as Robert's on older tires, and cars with fresher tires now are going to be able to go by him. So dicey time for faster cars that are maybe a lap down, and the leader, which is on older tires, running maybe a second and a half slower lap times. And right now Jeff Hale really was pressing Robert Bochum there and got right up on his bed, zoomed right up, and you can see the new tires, the old tires, holy mackerel. Jeff Hale just disappears in the distance instantly, and now seems like Robert might be deciding to come in. He comes in at lap 84, Milty, and that's much too early to make it on.
Yeah, he's gonna have to stop again.
Yeah, so I think he saw what I was just describing. He saw Jeff Hale just killing him.
Yeah.
And he said, I got to get in right now. The leader passed him, and that's another protocol of racing, Milty. As soon as the leader passes you, you pit. And we see Robert in the pits now, getting his tires on. See very calm, leaving the motor just down low. He's not revving the engine hard. As soon as that car hits the ground, boom, he hits it perfectly and he's out of the way. And that's a skill right there that you see a lot of guys just pegging the motor, Milky, as it drops, and you kind of have a lag there. And it can cost you a spot or two, or on green flag, it can cost you some track position.
Definitely.
And Robert, nicely done. Just left the motor at idle, basically. And then as soon as the tires hit the ground, he gave it a hard pump and he shot out of pit lane. Nicely done. And you see we come out right behind the zero car. Riding with our in-race reporter. Car's not obviously doing what you'd like it to do, Milty. Can you make it? Can you drive this piece to the end? Is the question.
Yeah, will it survive? We shall see. Or will I crash it before the end? I've gotten close a couple times already.
Well, we don't see any red gauges indicating any motor issues, so that's a good thing. But we can see as Robert got around you, and you can see what new tires can do for you too. Damage aside, big difference here at Atlanta.
Yep. Now the cat and mouse game begins again for these guys. What do they do? You got to think like Jim Ray and the 29 of Hale are going to want to do what they did last time, around the same time, a little bit earlier than everybody else, and try to make up a little time with fresh tires.
Absolutely. Of course, we saw, as I said, when we were riding with Jim there, we heard a little metal on concrete sound, and it may have affected the car a little, as Jim was a solid second, third place car. Now he's drifted back slightly to sixth place, 6 seconds behind the leader, Jeff Hale. He could be taking it easy on this run as well, as we're hitting about 41 laps to go, getting close to that window of final stops. Right ahead of Jim, we see the 98 of Sam Young, the 99 of Pops Marguson, and the 19 of Troy Higgins. Looks like, looking at our lap down cars, the 98 is showing 2 laps down. So Sam's had some struggles as well tonight. 99, the 5, and the 151 also showing 1 lap down. So we have 3 cars 1 lap down, 2 cars 2 laps down, 1 retired, 10 on the lead lap. Anchored by the 17 of T-Roy, who needs to get rolling, or he'll be in danger there of as we go through the field here. See Jeff Hale continues to really show a dominant car here tonight. He's really putting, now he's putting the field laps down, and as a leader, Milty, that's your job. You want to put your opponents a lap down, because you never know when something might come up, and that buffer zone that you've given yourself by driving a fast car and a successful car, that gives you that cushion.
Yeah, he's pretty much, Kevin Harvick the field, like Kevin Harvick was this weekend in both the Nationwide and, he didn't finish the deal. Casey Kane won the Sprint Cup race, but I mean, the 29 has just been dominant, plus no mistakes, plus good pit stops.
Absolutely.
Just about all these guys have made some kind of mistake, whether it's a small one or, you know, scrape on the wall or a pit road. You know, that's the difference in Pro Cup. Who comes out clean and fast is gonna win.
And right now, the 15 of Matt Watkins is shown in the second position, but he's 2.5 seconds behind our leader. And it's been pretty stable number there. So Matt Watkins is not really making any inroads on that gain, and now Matt Watkins obviously has to deal with some lap traffic that Jeff Hale has already passed. So that's always another reason as the leader. You like to put cars a lap down. You put cars in between you and the second place car, and that makes it just more difficult for them to get you. They have to use their stuff up getting around guys that aren't position battles. And even if people are moving over, you still got to drive the car a little more careful and pick and choose your spots still. And you know, you may have to drive the car a little harder than you'd like to for a moment. But all that adds up in the end, and that's what Jeff Hale's doing right now. And, the lead now has been trimmed to 1.2 as Doug got around you there, or as Jeff got around you there, Melty. And now the 15 car.
15, pretty lucky he didn't get damage there when him and I got together.
Yeah,
or if he did, it wasn't that significant.
Yeah,
he's right there again.
Absolutely, and why that was a caution, it's possible he did get that damage addressed in the pits. And, it's giving him a car that is now slowly reeling in. Jeff Hale, it's now well under a second. We're on lap 99, so 32 laps remaining here. Inside the window now, Milty. So again, do you want to drive out your fuel here and do a 15-lap run, or do you want to pit early and have maybe a faster stop?
I think they need to do what they did before, and that's pit earlier, or in this case, split it in half. So when there's probably like 22 or to 25 as the 99 signals pit road entry, but 22, 25 left, I think they're gonna want to stop.
And
there's 30 to go, so it's gonna happen in about 5 laps, I think.
And now the 15 has taken the lead over the 29 car. 30 laps to go. Everyone will have to be making a stop. The third place car, Bill Yarborough, 5 seconds behind our leaders, our first and second place cars. So a nice little cushion that the top two have given themselves. And then it's 5.6 seconds back from the leader to Bill Yarborough. And now that number has gone now up to 6.5 seconds. So the top two pulling away from the rest of the field. Jim Ray down in 6th there, 12 seconds back. 2 seconds, or about a second and a half, it looks like, behind the 18 car, Robert Bokum. So 9 cars now showing on the lead lap, but the 151 car, I think, is in danger of becoming our next victim. And it has become our next victim as Matt Watkins completes the pass on the 151. So now we have 8 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, we got 96 in and the 29, which is, they've been pitting right about the same time.
And good move by Jeff Hale. I think he lost some ground to Matt Watkins, possibly driving hard there to keep Matt at bay as best he could. Once Matt got by him, he says, you know, like I said, you're in the window. Why not pit, get fresh tires, and get those speeds back up maxed out right now, and make up that time while Matt has older tires. So Jeff Hale down pit lane. Got to be careful here. Final stop. Don't want to make a silly mistake.
I think the 18
very nicely.
Is really starting to push hard this run. He's made some gains on, and he's challenging the 6.
Yeah, he sure has. He's showing just a as they cross the line, just a little over a second behind the 6, but he's certainly cut that gap to negative as he goes around the 6. So yeah, Robert Bokum maybe pressing that pedal to the floor a little earlier now, and moving up to the second position with pit stops. Matt Watkins continues to have that lead over Robert Bokum now, 10 seconds, and last car remaining in that group is the 54 car Bill Yarborough, shown in 4th place, 19 seconds back from Matt Watkins. As we hit 25 laps remaining, 25, the magic number of 25. Does someone take the magic number?
Yeah, 6 is pitting.
6 car pitting from the 3rd position. Robert Bokum continues, appears to be continuing on as we move through the field here. See the 15 car with a 9-second lead over Robert Bokum, 11 seconds over Mark DeCenza, who's going into the pits. And Matt getting a little looser as he dives down pit lane. So he's coming in, he locks him down across the line. The 83 car also in, who just went a lap down to Matt Watkins. So your leader is in for the final time, the 15 car in, lap 108. So 23 laps remaining, Matt Watkins in the pits. The 18 car Robert Bokum has assumed the lead. And he is the only other car not to pit so far.
Oh, I see tire marks in turn 1. Something happened. No caution on the speedway.
We see the 6 car looks slow. No caution, so let's see if something happened to the 6 car there, Melty, to cause that smoke. Doesn't look like it was the 6 car. I see the smoke there.
Bokum is pitting. He was the leader, or is the leader. Yeah, not sure what happened or to who, but I saw tire marks for it.
It looked like Robert got a little loose. Robert Bokum a little loose and stabbed the brakes and caused a big puff of tire lock. And as we go back live, lap 110 of 130, 21 laps remaining. Robert Bokum in the pits. He pitted as your leader. Let's see where he comes out as he makes a quality stop and accelerates out of pit lane. And we'll see where he comes out of it. Always interesting to see how these shake out.
Well, he probably lost a little time there pitting a couple laps late, but obviously he's also thinking he'll have better tires at the end. So.
And of course he did have not the greatest in lap, as he had to lock up the car and correct it. So a slow in lap as well to that.
Guy Pitra, the leader.
Yes, that leaves the 151 in the lead with Matt Watkins just a little over 6 seconds behind. Jeff Hale right on the back bumper of Matt Watkins. So now we're back to 7 cars on the lead lap after the exchange of stops.
151's gonna have to pit here, I think. Anytime. He's playing his cards, you know, might as well see if a caution comes out.
I think he realized the 29 and the 15 have been really dominant cars all night, and if he was going to have any chance, maybe he had to change his strategy. Maybe hoping for a caution there or something that he could pit with everyone and maintain that track position, but not to be for Guy Pietra. Did get some laps led, did get the bonus point, which
yeah, he's stopping this lap.
Is important for the points. And We see the 151 slowing down and going down pit lane. So that gives the lead to Matt Watkins. Jeff Hale second, right there. So this is going to be...
Looks like Ken Ron just goes a lap down there. He's in 8th, but right behind Jeff Hale.
Yeah,
could be there to help a little bit.
And
Yarborough 5 seconds back
and
in the battle there.
Yeah, now it looks like Bill falling back to over 7 seconds back of the top 2. So this may be a 15:29 showdown as these laps wind down. I don't know if anyone could run them down. I would think not without a caution. But right now, 7 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, little bobble for Jim Ray, and now he's he's a lap down too, I think.
Yes, he is. He's a lap down in 10th position. Now he just picked up the position as Guy Petra, of course, gets back out onto the track and gets back in line 1 lap down. So Jim Ray up to 9th, Steve Weber 8th, Ken Ron 7th, the first car a lap down, and then our top 6 is on the lead lap, but the 19 car. Troy Higgins about 5-6 seconds in front of the leaders. You see Jeff really has a solid car all night long, and let's see if he can won't be easy to get around the 15 car, but he's had a tremendous car tonight. It's been fast, it's been clean all night. So if Matt did have a little damage, the car, even if it's repaired, is not going to be 100%. Jeff Hale's car certainly is 100%. He's kept it off the walls, kept it off other cars, and he's got a quality car here for the finish. Question is, can he close in onto the back bumper of him? Right now, Matt's been able to maintain that couple tenths cushion. And right now it's about 0.4 of a second. Jeff Hale to Matt Watkins. God.
Yeah, they've really opened it up on 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, they got almost a 8-second gap on 3rd place Bill Yarbrough, and then over 10 seconds to 4th place Mark DeSenza. 14 seconds to Robert Bokum. So Milty, that stop by Robert Bokum did not turn out the way he wanted to.
Not too much time lost from the first stop on by staying out later. The winning strategy tonight looks like it was to pit around 29 laps instead of
25, right?
Instead of 34, 32 to 34, you know.
Absolutely. The 15 and 29 had the right strategy, and now that leads over 8 seconds now back to 3rd place. So, and Jeff Hale is falling back from Matt Watkins as well. And now over a second lead for Matt as the laps are winding down. 9 laps to go inside of 10 laps. So we'll see here if Jeff can make one last effort at him, or if Matt will just run away and hide now.
Still could be a race here for 3rd place. The 6 car is coming. We'll have to see if he can make some inroads on.
Yeah, we're riding now with the 54 car, Bill Yarbrough. He does have someone behind him. The 83 is Steve Weber in 8th place, 1 lap down. Of course, 2 cars are faster than 1. But right now, Mark